Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, AS SharpDev. I have made myself the challenge to share my knowledge and experience in programming and automation with you. I have acquired this in my now long professional career in a large company as an automation expert in various areas and think that I am the right person to teach you one or the other thing. Today we're going to take a look at a few things that you come across more frequently in the course of web automation. First of all, basic authentication, in other words a password-protected website. In many cases we can automate this quite easily. Of course we need the correct login data. The other is pop-ups, which often contribute to problems with automation because they get the focus and are usually not directly accessible via identifier. These are usually JavaScript alerts. There are several variants here. Today we will take a look at a simple pop-up, a confirm box and a prompt box. So have fun with the video. In order not to worry about the complete initialization of the Chromedriver and the setup every time, we use the result from the perfect Chromedriver initialization video that is already in my channel as a starting point for this video. I have linked it in the description. So if you are still looking for a perfect way to initialize Selenium WebDriver and want to have a start point with which you can automate any website, please check the video. The complete website initialization is already implemented in the already known project. As a visualization, you can see a picture box that shows a green traffic light after the website is completely loaded and thus ready for us to automate. As an additional trigger, we load the page source into a text box at this point. Here you can see the initialization method with the complete Chromedriver initialization and a return value when the page is fully loaded. So everything you need for web automation is already there. With the corresponding return value, we switch the traffic light to green and load the page source into the text box. This is then our signal that we can start. First we test the basic authentication. I'll put the website in the description. Here you'll find various things you can test on your way to becoming a website automation pro. You can see that we are not getting very far with our methods from the last videos. Normally we can use the right mouse button and inspect to jump to the Chrome Dev Tools to find the matching identifier for the controls we want to manipulate. This doesn't seem to work here. Even after we have opened the Dev Tools with F12, we don't really get any results. So at first let's put the needed website to our tool. Then we are able to load it with our program. Then we will be able to test it and see what happens. We see that the website itself is loaded and we get the green light. However, we do not get any data in the text box because we do not yet have access due to the required authentication. But we can test what happens if we enter the login data manually. We can see that this releases the page and we receive a corresponding message. Let's now try to send the login data directly in the address of the website. We don't need to make any major changes to our layout for this. We simply put the user and the password in front of the address according to a certain structure. Let's see what happens. That works in this case. The website is released and we load the page source into our text box. If we scroll a little, we also find the text that congratulates us. Everything is fine. Now let's test it again with hidden browser window. In our test tool we can simply use the switch to do that. So let's try. Look very good. But what if we have a pop-up that blocks us or need an input from us? That is in many cases a JavaScript alert. In the next example I will show you how you can easily handle this in your tools. We will use the same website for our JavaScript alerts examples. Here you can find several of them. You can test all of them direct in the website to see how they work. For this pop-ups is also not possible to use any identifier to control them. Let's change our layout from our base tool a little. Just some buttons to trigger the JavaScript alerts and some to control them. Also a text box for the result will be fine. We also have to change the website address in Out tool to use this new page with all of the JS alerts. So our change in the layout is ready. Now we can check in the dev tools for this website which identifier we can use for the buttons that trigger the JavaScript alerts. In this case, I think the best is this path from each button. Now we need only a single line of code to get the button control from the website and store it in a variable to get control of it. After that we are able to click the button that opens the alert with our Windows Forms tool. This is the same for each of the 3 buttons on the website. So feel free to copy and paste the code to minimize the work. So, that is already the needed code to trigger each of the alerts. Let's now put the right code into the OK and Cancel button that we use to get control over the JavaScript alert buttons. In this event handlers we will also implement a line of code that loads the data from the result out of the website to our text box in our tool. So you see how easy it is to get control over an alert with only one line of code. There are also other options, but in most of my cases that works. If not, or you have other ideas, just let me know in the comments. The needed ID for the result on the web page we can search like we did already with the Chrome Dev tools. Here is a unique identifier, and so it's always the best option. The code in our OK button is in general the same. Only one change is needed, so feel free to copy it from our Cancel button. Only one last change in our event handler for the prompt alert. Here we can send also a text to the pop-up that we get as output in our result. So here we need to get also the alert to send the needed data to it. Here we use the send keys to send a string to the alert. That's all. Now we are ready for a test. First we test all the alerts with visible website, only to see if everything works like expected. After that we try also in hidden mode. So that looks fine. Seems that everything works like we need. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm always happy for a comment or wish for further content on my channel. You have now a good knowledge about web automation. But of course there is many more to learn in the topic control the web using C# and Selenium. Don't miss any further content on this channel, or let me know your next wish. I am happy to guide you through this journey and share my knowledge with you. There are also a wide range of other content on my channel that could help you on your way to a developer in all directions. So check it out. The most important thing is always to enjoy what you do.